Thoughts never spoken,
feelings,
they're the prices.
truth, thoughts.
Truth's never voiced.
Welcome to the Unspoken Voices podcast with Chuck Ellis, where the rubber meets the road and the unspoken finds its voice. This is more than a podcast. This is a space for the thoughts you've been holding in, the conversation you've been avoiding, the feelings you've been struggling to explain. It's a platform for honesty, a safe place for courage, and voice for those who haven't found theirs yet. Here we don't run from real life.
We face it.
Whether you're calling in to share your story or listening because you're not ready to speak yet, this platform was built for you. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about
What's really going on? This is the Unspoken Voices podcast.
Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Well, half of y'all probably sleep. Some of y'all, like me, y'all outside getting ready to go to work or something like that. I figured I'd tune in a little bit earlier. It's a little bit out of the normal for me. But look, man, I'm out here in the trenches. You heard me. I'm in the trenches. Like, I wouldn't even come to y'all in the trenches like this, but sometimes you got to come to the people as the people are. Now, look. I'm gonna get up out of here kind of fast, because out here in certain areas, man, you got get out, you got get in, get out, bob and weave, stick and move. But just so y'all know, that is Arthur, Illinois. That's where I'm at. Don't ask me where it's at, because I don't know. I know it's somewhere far from where I live at. So look, check this out. I figured I'd take a few moments to address some things. And to tell you the honest, goodness truth, it's a good address. Because feedback is essential. Conversation, healthy conversation is a bonus. So let me get on here. Now, this ain't clarification. I just want to get on here, man, and talk to everybody, because ideology and confrontation go hand in hand. Because if I have an ideology, but I don't have the knowledge, then it becomes confrontational when I deal with things such as facts. So let me get down to the root of what's really going on. I got some comments, and I seen some comments, and I'm like, you know what? I'm glad people are actually commenting on the podcast. Thank you very much for doing so. I want to again thank my guests for coming out. I want to thank everybody that's responding and listening. But again, I tell y'all, if you're responding and you're listening to the podcast, this little bug, you're responding and you're listening to the podcast, do myself a favor. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, you like, put your comments in there, and hey, you know what? When we on live on Sundays at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, when we on live, join one of the lives. We're on Facebook or YouTube. Join the live. The Unspoken Voices podcast is about lifting each other up in a positive way. I'm not on here to beat nobody down, because that's not what I do. I ain't trying to beat you down. I'm trying to disseminate information, good information, and give a platform for those who didn't have a platform to speak their truth. Speak, because your life is your truth. Can't nobody do nothing about your life because they're Their observation is opinionated. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. But now let's get down to some of the things. I got some comments about the our African history segments as it applies to traditions, religion, etc. Okay, this is what I want to clarify as to what people are not listening to. As we came onto the show, myself and Flamon Williams, who I really appreciate, and I really think he's a very astute individual, and he does his research, and he did what he's supposed to. Now, speaking of which, some people question, say, hey, well, what's y'all religion? Are y'all attacking Christianity and this and that? Are y'all attacking different religion? Let me tell you something. If we discuss the history of a people, that's not an attack on the religion that some people choose to follow. The title is African History, Culture, Traditions, and Religion, right? And like I said, I'm not a religious disputing podcast. I'm just want to bring information that a lot of people look over, or not afforded to have, or just don't seem to appreciate. So when we talk about the truth, when we talk about facts, when we talk about information about African, I'm gonna say this again, about African traditions in Africa, that some of those traditions, or a lot of them, have a base, and different people follow different traditions, and some of those traditions have been incorporated inside some religions, other religions, people ways of life, but you wouldn't know the extent of the incorporation if you didn't understand the history that came behind it. So, to clarify what some people may misinterpret and say, oh, no, it's not an attack on Christianity. I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I say God. I say Lord. I say Father. I can say Creator. I'm talking about God. God I serve. Now, you may say, oh, the God you serve. Okay, well, guess what? I'm going to respect where you at. If you say you serve Allah, okay, Allah. Some people say Allah God. Some people say Allah the Creator. So, terminology and the way people use terminology can create difference. Difference creates conflict. However, if we all in the same boat, because we all struggling some way or another, all we try and do is improve self, become better people, and live towards and strive towards that higher purpose in life and afterlife for those who believe. Okay? So again, when we speak of African history and traditions, that's what we are talking about. Now, if an individual or individuals or anybody else has commentary, I welcome the commentary. Mr. Williams said he welcomes the commentary, meaning that he gave y'all his information, phone number, email. Go back and I want you to go back and listen to the segment so you can go back and get his phone number and email for questions that you may have. I don't put my stomach in. I'm a little fat. No, I don't care. It don't matter. I work out a little. I'll start working out tomorrow. No, I start. Matter of fact, no, I'm start working out today. Put off what you can do today for the muscle like that. But anyway, look. So, for those who have questions and concerns and have a knowledge base, if you, and I ain't gonna say dispute, if you have a different source for something that Mr. Williams has found to be in his research, an element of truth, and you have a source, a documented source that may even dispute or I'm not gonna say dispel, but maybe even enlighten on more information as to the origin of certain things or whatever the case may be, then we welcome you to present that. Send it across. Hey, call in, talk, text in, whatever. And hey, that's a matter of growth. We didn't say we was 100% everything. We said that this is the truth that we found through search. Now, through research that you find, your research comes from other elements or other people's search. You know, there's nothing new under the sun, but we gather information from information that was gathered prior to us. You have scholars, higher echelon scholars that dispute and debate factual information on the same information that's gathered, and they have different perspectives on how it comes, on how to choose or how they believe, or whatever ideology they want to follow, if that makes sense. So what I'm saying is, if you have something that's contrary to what has been said in the podcast, on the format of the podcast, that reflects on African history. I didn't say African American, I said African history, which we have been talking about. I didn't say religion based, this is in the Bible, this ain't about. I said African history. There are things that come over, and there are things we spoke. Even when we talk about certain things that were in the biblical text that we may have made reference to, if I'm not talking about your idea, I'm talking about verifiable documentation of what your base is. And I'm sure, matter of fact, I'm 1,000% sure that Mr. Williams will be more than honored to take it in, research, respect it, and give you an answer as to the perspective that we're coming from or he's coming from. And if y'all align at some point, then guess what? Problem solved. If you don't align, then guess what? Both two people research it, then problem solved. But there should not be no problems when we are trying to build each other up. The thing is, for individuals that are trying to build people up, you always got people that want to break them down. You always want people that dispel what they're doing. I say, man, yo, he doing good. Oh no, he doing good, but he used to be this. He doing good, but he used to be that. Well, why a person just can't be doing good? So I present that in this format right now, because even as myself, you know, I'm doing some good. I've done plenty bad. Some people may say, man, what's up with Charles? That's not the Charles we know. You're right. I grew up. I grew out of some things. I still hold a lot that I grew out of, but don't think it ain't in me. Come on now. For people who know me, y'all know what it is. I don't need to prove it, but that's what it is. Now, because I changed my mind to make a different choice, there are choices that I make. My heart was changed through circumstance, and my mind was changed through suffering and different things of that nature. Suffering consequences. Man, I got to make better decisions, better choices. And all the choices I make even today aren't the best. I'm still a work in progress. And that comes with knowledge. That it don't even come with just knowledge. It comes with the application of what you're consuming and what you put. Now, see, I can consume a lot, but if I don't apply anything, I'm just gonna still be where I'm at. And sometimes I don't apply what I know. If I haven't applied everything that I knew, I might be in a better situation than what I am today, mentally, physically, financially, the whole thing about it. But I accept responsibility for everything that I do, everything I am, where I'm at, and all that. That's what I do. So, like I said, that's where I'm at. I wanted to hop on here, man, and talk about that progression first, because that was forefront of my mind. And a lot of people are not on, and y'all will see the live later, and some people see the post. And I'm gonna share it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna share this post a couple times throughout the day, throughout the week, whatever, and we'll go from there. But next up, like I say, I've been working diligently on my project, on my book. And to back up a little bit, I want to talk about that too. When we talk about people doing things, support and naysayers and things of that, I'm gonna say it again, if you in support of the Unspoken Voices podcast and you listen, then I implore you and I ask you, don't just listen, man. Come be a part of the conversation. If you know something, you want to add something, then do that. I welcome it. You know, show some support. Click the button. It don't do nothing. It don't hurt nothing to say like. It don't hurt. It don't cost you nothing to say subscribe. Because I'm trying to build a larger platform, and I want to be as authentic as possible. I'm not always going to be politically correct, but due to some of the constraints on how you're supposed to be, as far as the podcast structure and things like that, what you got to say. Yeah, I'm gonna word it differently, or whatever. But politically correct ain't always been my forte. But I'll do my best. I try not to. I'm not gonna get riled up about nothing like that, because it's not worth being riled up. But everybody can go to a place. You just gotta be able to come back from it. And I know me, from my life, if I go to a place, I already know, like, man, look, ain't no coming back for you. I understand that about myself. That's why, like, nowadays I'm trying to, I try to stay in that pocket. Because no matter how much you change, somewhere down there, and how much you think you're not, there's a beast still living, just dormant. So when I say that, just keep them asleep. Leave them dormant. Don't wake it up. Because a lot of people, when you wake that beast up, that internal beast inside them, when they wake it up, ain't no coming back. And I'm too old to young. I'm too old to young for making the same mistakes and not be able to come back. All right. So like I say, I hope I address a portion of what some people's misinterpretation or misunderstanding is, and don't worry about it. And you can bet your bottom dollar on this. I'm still gonna be cranking that African history project out, because I think it's essential. We're still gonna crank it out once a month. We're gonna come up with our topics, and hey, you can choose to take in what you take in, and you can leave out what you leave out. That's on you. But it's not gonna stop us from doing what we do. It's gonna enhance us. It's gonna tell us, hey, get a little bit more crack, get a little bit more on point. If we can be more important. All right. So look, I'm out here in the trenches, like I said. And this the buddy bench. It say the buddy bench. So y'all already know, like out here when I first came out, it's like, man, somebody call you buddy, it's a problem. But I'm not in Chicago right now, so ain't nobody gonna call me buddy. If you call me buddy and you in Chicago, it's like, yo, what's up with buddy? That means get your hind parts about the neighborhood. You know what I mean? But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Matter of fact, I'll probably talk about that on Sunday coming up. Because coming up this Sunday, it's still my segment. I really wanna I'm just gonna dive into my book. I might even just have a whole session with some stuff for y'all. Just a whole session. Just with some stuff. I ain't gonna tell y'all what it is. I'm gonna drop some stuff. And I'll get some input back on the stuff that I drop. So until then, you know, y'all stay positive, stay safe, stay connected, and always, you know that we have an open door. Oh, don't let me forget this one. When I say support, guess what? I got a Cash App too, y'all. Yep. The Cash App is the little dollar sign, and it says Chuck Ellis Podcast. Matter of fact, I should put it up in a thingamajiggy. Because let me tell y'all something, man. Y'all be thinking this stuff be free. Ain't nothing out here free to do nothing. You know? So all contributions and generosity is welcome. You know? And I like to thank Miss Williams. She came on Facebook and I got like 99 stars. She gave 99 stars. That was my first stars ever my first stars ever that I received. So thank you very much. I just appreciate you taking the time to read the fine lines and shoot the stars out. So some people file some order. We'll see how it works. But until then, like I said, y'all keep y'all head up. Keep your eyes open. Your head on the swivel. Keep your feet fast. And think quick. Stay in your lane. Much love from Charles. Later.
This has been the Unspoken Voices Podcast with Chuck Ellis, where silence is broken, truth is spoken, and healing begins. So remember, your voice matters, your pain has purpose, and your story deserves to be heard.
So until next time,
Stay connected,
stay encouraged.
and know that your voice is never alone.